Hi everyone. Hello. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the rescue. Let's see. It's Friday. Woohoo! We made it. Another week. We made it another week. And it's Friday, so you know what Friday is, right? Friday is 3D Friday. That's when we do a three-dimensional type of project, and today is no different than other Fridays in that we have a three-dimensional project to show you. And it is going to be today, it's going to be this Easter egg diorama. We've been talking about it all week. Good morning. This is actually a file. It is not in Design Space. I have uploaded it to my Design Space, and it is a paid file. You know me, I like to use all Cricut designs. However, there are sometimes they just don't have the designs that I want to show, especially 3D ones. I think that they're working on them, and it seems like they're coming along, but not nearly at the pace that we want them to be in. So it's coming on Easter, and I thought that I would show you this lovely diorama. It is made of paper, and it has a diorama. This reminds me of those sugar eggs when we were kids, and where you would look through it. And I don't know if you guys remember that Easter bunny, Charlie Brown, or the Easter Beagle. I think it was called the Easter Beagle. It's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown. And in the department store that Snoopy goes into, he looks into one of these sugar eggs, and he sees a bunch of bunnies dancing around, and he joins them, and it's like a really cute scene with a flute and music and all of that stuff. And that's what this reminds me of. It also reminds me too that well, I just love Easter. Easter's my favorite holiday, but I also have given these sugar eggs. Somebody said that they used to make them, but I didn't make them. Hi, Susan. But I have given them away, and they're made out of sugar that are pressed, kind of like sugar cubes. So made out of sugar pressed. I don't know if anybody still makes them, but about 20 or 30 years ago, I gave one to my aunt, and she kept it in her cabinet until she died a few years ago. And then her daughters told me that she still had it in her cabinet. So they last a really long time, and this would last a really long time as well, all out of paper. And I've used some, and I actually have 6 of these cut out so I can give them to people for the season. And I'm going to show you how to put it together. There are a lot of pieces in this project, and it's just, it's a lot of pieces, and you have to pay attention to what you're doing. And I tried to put one together yesterday. This is my first attempt, and I'm just going to show you. Look at how it didn't fit like this, and I could not figure out what I had done. And the problem was I moved the dashed cut lines. When I moved the dashed cut lines on one of these pieces, let me just show you. So I think it was this piece. And when the file comes in, let me detach it. When the file comes in, it's all together, one giant piece. And what you have to do is you have to detach it ungroup it, and then attach all of these pieces. Because see this here? This is called a dash cut line. Well, apparently when I went to, do this piece with the dash cut line before I attached it, I moved it like this, and I didn't catch it. So then I cut out, watch what I do. I cut out, attach, and the cut lines are all off. And I was looking at it thinking, this is weird. And it took me a while before I figured out that I needed to move those cut lines. So when you have a a file that you are bringing in, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this. And I'm going to start from fresh. So when you have a file that you're bringing in, you would go start fresh and you would go to upload. You see? Now this is where you can upload both images and patterns. So I have a library full of images here that I have uploaded along the way in the last few years, including recently. And a lot of mine are like Whitlock, and there are ones that I've purchased, or ones that SVG cuts, or Dreaming Tree, and so I just store them in here. And there's literally thousands of them. So I want to show you. I can't seem to find the egg one here that I don't know if I deleted it or something, but the egg diorama is pretty big, and I wanted to show you, but I can't seem to find that upload. So I figured I'd give it a shot while we're on, but if I can't find it this time, then we'll just try it with another upload. Okay. I don't see that. But this is one of the beauties of Cricut Design Space, is that you can take your images, your SVGs, things that you pick up for free, things that you buy at Etsy or at another company. So we'll pull this one in because it has a lot of pieces too. So when you pull them in, there are a few things that you have to do to them. So here in this case is a chickie house. And you'll see it all comes in one piece, and that's a good thing. Then we're just going to ungroup it like this. And there are pieces that have this dash cut line. Now, when you move them, sometimes when you move them, the dash cut lines go with it because they're grouped. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. And I'm trying to see if there's one here. No, there isn't one here. But in this case with the egg diorama, there was that one piece that wasn't like attached as a group. And so when I hit attach, I must have moved the piece a little bit, and it got off center, and it caused a problem with my entire design. So what you need to do is carefully attach these pieces right here. So see all of these lines, just because they show and look like they're attached doesn't mean that they're attached, because outside designers can't attach things to their files. They just can't do it with SVG. How they do it, I don't know how they do it, but they're not allowed to do it. And until something changes, you will always have to go in there and do attach, which is down here, and it looks like a little paper clip. Okay, a paper clip. So that's what attach is about. I'm going to go back to my projects and look at the egg diorama, because that's the one we're doing today. Do I have an SVG vault? I don't. I probably should, Diane. I don't. But I could put that together for you. It would probably be more like a Cricut Design Space file, all the files, because a lot of designers work with things like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator, or even Inkscape. These are all different computer programs that they use to create and save graphics, and then they can save them as SVG. But along the way, I have one of those programs. I just never got into them all that much, because I felt that that Design Space was big enough. I try to do the same thing, Susan. So here's the thing. If you are a person like me, and I am known in the Cricut world for this. So somebody told me the other day, this is for you, Rita. And I was like, what? So in the Cricut world, I am known for people for uploading and downloading SVGs. It's a joke. But anyway, so when I do have them, they download to my download file. So here's my download file. And just to let you know, these are all my 3D SVG ones that haven't been uploaded to Design Space. All of those. And there's my Lori Whitlock ones, and here are my miscellaneous ones. And I usually have an SVG SVG cuts there, but I don't have it here. And then once I upload them to Design Space, I put them in my documents and under a big heading of all SVGs. And then under there, I have different, the different designers. So I have LW for Lori Whitlock. And look at all these are all her files. All of these are files that I purchased on Lori's site. And I just don't upload them all, but I will upload them as I need to. So that's how I organize them. But then getting back to Design Space, I create the project here. And this is for somebody who reached out to me yesterday. Hi, David. Asking about a project, okay, that she found in community. So I want to talk about this community just for a second so you can understand. So you have the opportunity to share a file, even if it's not your file, okay? So I'm going to say, oh no, I don't want to save that. That was the other one. I don't want to save it. So I'm going to go with my, hey, shh. Okay. So when you create a file, and you might create them on your own, or you might just use one that's a project and save it to your Design Space. When you save it, you'll see up here where the name is, you'll see that sometimes there's a little star there, and sometimes there's not a little star there. And when it has a little star there, that means that it's saved privately. When there's no star, it means that it can be for the public. So, for instance, when you click on this, if you choose this little triangle thing, which is kind of known as the share button, you would go here, and here is where you would share a file. Okay, so if, for instance, which I do all the time, right? I did a project and I made some modifications and I wanted to share it with you guys. I would come here to this little triangle, it's like a less than sign, and I would hit this copy project link. So this would get saved onto my, what do you call that thing? Where you save little snippets. And so I would copy it. Your clipboard, and I would copy it. You also have the opportunity to share it on Facebook and on Pinterest. And what you don't see here is, and I don't know where this came from or where it's gone off to, but there's also this project detail. So this is for me with a specific product. This is called the product detail page. And what they want for you to do here is to add photos of your completed project, give it a name and a description, add tags so it can be sorted, and then choose if you want this to be just for you, and then that won't be shareable, or anyone with a link, or everyone. So everyone is, when you go to projects, when you do everyone, you can see in the pull down box, Cricut Community. See this? Cricut Community. So Cricut Community is all of you guys adding to all of the projects. So when you come to projects, that you have all your projects right here. And these are ones that were created by Cricut, right? And you guys, I like to use these all the time. So all categories. And then I have my projects, which is here. I also have the opportunity to favorite projects. So here are projects that Cricut's created that I've favorited by putting a little star there. And then I have Cricut Community. And Cricut Community is like thousands and thousands of files of people that have shared. And some of them are duplications of other files, and that's okay. And you can go through and you can pick, if they've made it available on Community, then you can sort of pick. So here's one, is a Cricut tool organizer that you cut from foam, and you might like that and put a little star next to it, or you might even just click on it and there it is, okay? And it tells you, Angela, who made this, put a picture and tool organizer and showed you exactly what she used to make the tool organizer. And so you can make it, or even, I think you can even save it to your own design space. I'm not really sure about that. So here's her folder. So that's just the community. And yesterday somebody was asking me about a crib box card, and I told them that I would help them out with that because it came from the community, and I just wanted to kind of let people know about that. Okay? Sorry to get off track. And so let's get back to our actual project for today, which is the 3D organizer. I got it from Lori Whitlock. She has some sales going on, so definitely check her site. It's shop.loriwhitlock.com. Make sure when you're checking out, and it's a little hard because she has a lot of files. I was chit-chatting with her by email this week, and I was trying to get some information from her. She's so sweet. And so she has a lot of files. I mean, so many. And she creates so many. Okay. So definitely check it out. And once a month, she has this sale, and it's usually like 30%. Sometimes it's 40 or 50%, depending on the time of year. I think she does something on her birthday month and sometimes on anniversaries and stuff like that. But so you can save at least 30%. She also has a subscription program. And so there's that. So anyway, this is what we're going to do. So I pulled this all in, and I'm just going to customize it to show you the pieces of it. Okay. So this file, as I mentioned, has a lot of pieces. I'm just going to move these ones out of the way because these are just kind of extra pieces. All right. So it consists of these 4 main pieces, which you cut out in cardstock, with these, is it a hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a hexagon, 2 hexagons, one at the top and one at the bottom. And then there's an insert that you cut out in green that becomes the insert inside here. Okay. That's what that is. It's like a star piece that goes in there, okay? Then in addition to these 4 pieces, I'm going to show you exactly how to put this together in just a second. In addition to these 4 pieces, which I will group together here, there are, where is it? All of these pieces, and there's a lot of them. And so these I cut out using some fun papers that I got actually from Lori Whitlock. She works with a company called Echo Park Paper Company, and they put together all kinds of I call them kits or page kits, or I don't know what you'd call them, but originally I think they were designed for scrapbookers because in addition, so this one is called Hello Spring, and it's 12 double-sided papers, including cover. And then if you flip it over, you get also a big sheet of really pretty stickers. Okay, so the ones that I'm using today this one is called Hello Spring, and then I also have this one, Celebrate Easter. You can find these page kits occasionally on Joanne Fabric site. They never have them at Michael's, but I also find them on the 12 by 12 cardstock shop and Craft Direct. They also have them at scrapbook.com, but to be honest, scrapbook.com is just a little overwhelming to me, so I don't generally work with them. So, but Craft Direct always has a great sale going on. They don't have all of them, but they often will have them on sale. I think even Create for Less has some. And then if you go to Joann's, and I'm just going to take a little aside here, but Joann online is having a huge paper sale right now. And I don't get anything from telling you this, but I placed an order yesterday for 30 more paper pads. I know I'm crazy, but 30 more paper pads. And most of the 12 by 12 paper pads, which are normally priced at $19.99, we're selling for $7.49. Plus, they had a coupon. I don't know if it's still good, but as of yesterday it was, where you could get a discount on your shipping. So you got $5 discount off the $7.99 shipping and 20% off over and above the sale price. So for a for a $20 pad of paper that I got for $75, $1.50. So I got for $6. I mean, that's amazing. So if you guys are paper hoarders like I am, and by the way, they have Leah Griffith. They don't have anything Anna Griffin, but they have Echo Park. They have Carta Bella. They have Paper Play and DC Die Cuts with a View. And I'm trying to think. They have Doodlebug. So if you like those are really the popular ones. They don't have every single one of them, but they have enough. And it seems to me like all the spring ones are on sale. So, they also have, what's the other one? The one that's really, really Victorian. What's it called? It's my mind, chemo brain. It's escaping me. Okay. You don't. Yeah. So this is that Joann fabric, and you don't get those sales in Canada because, oh my gosh, I like walked away. I mean, I didn't, I was doing it online, but I got 30 different pieces of, either paper pads or anything like that for $200. It was like $200. And I'm like, are you kidding me? $200. So I am going to be doing, and then also, they did have sheets of cardstock, 10 for $2, but I think you had to go to the store for that, and I wasn't about to go to the store. I never leave my house now, so I just ordered this stuff, and I'm happy with my find, and when it comes, I'll show you what was in it so you can see. But if you are a paper hoarder, and Graphic 45, thank you, Susan. I love their stuff. It's so beautiful. I hate to use it. That's the problem with me and Graphic 45. Is that I love it. It's just so like Victorian or turn of the century, so beautiful, so detailed. And so I just don't ever want to use it. And so then I end up hanging on to it forever. So I don't know if you guys are like that. Anyway, so check that out. So I did, and they did have some Echo Park. So just to name the companies that I look out for are Echo Park Paper Company, Doodlebug, Carta Bella, Crate Paper, Graphic 45, and then there's one, it's called Die Cuts with a View, or DCWV. You'll see it in like a square, okay? So those are the ones that I really like for patterned paper, and you can find them definitely at Joann, sometimes at Michael's. I don't think Michael's carries Echo Park. I don't know why. I often wonder why some people don't carry some of these. They're just gorgeous. I think they would sell out in a second. But anyway. Okay, so we're going to cut this all out. I'm not going to go through this with you guys because It's just the same old, same old. But what I will tell you is that these files come in either with dashed cut lines or solid, right? Now, I'm going to just talk about the dash cut lines for a second. The dash cut lines, if you have a Joy, and someone did ask me yesterday, is this going to be able to be cut on the Joy? And I said, possibly, because the dash cut lines, which are there as score lines, are not actually score lines, they're cut lines. And so you're able to cut them on the Joy. So given that all of these pieces, if you might have to shrink this a tiny bit, because I think the biggest piece is this one. Everything else can be cut on the Joy. So if you're looking at outside SVGs, having outside SVGs that have the dash cut lines, that's your friend because, and you have a Joy, right? So that's your friend. I often use the dash cut lines. I don't see a problem with it. Some people don't like them. And so in the file, there might be something called solid. You might see something that says solid in all upper cases. So when you bring those in, they're solid lines, and then you have to change them to score. Okay, so you have to change them to score, and you do that up here under operation, and then you would choose score under draw. You see this? Draw, pen, foil, score. So when you bring it in, you would change a solid score line to a solid. It's actually a cut line. The one that says solid, you have to change it to score, and then you'll use your scoring tool for that. Okay. But I kind of like the cut lines. I like the cut score lines. Don't you? I do. Anyway, all right, so let me move you down so you can have a look at this. I have so many of these to do, and I actually put together a few. So here is what's been put together, but I'm going to start with, here it is. So these are all, let's do the pink one. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are these two big pieces, and then these two pieces. And then you got these hexagons, okay? And, oh, it's very sunny today, so there's a lot of dappling going on. So I apologize if that's something you don't like. Okay, so these are the two bottom pieces, and these ones are the two top pieces. And the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and score at all of those score or dash cut lines, okay? And this is the front because I cut it on the textured side. This is, by the way, AC cardstock that I got, but another one that I'm doing is from Michael. So AC cardstock I got from 12 by 12 cardstock shop, and the Michael stuff I got at Michael's. So it's slightly different texture than what AC cardstock. I really like this AC cardstock, and for me, it's been so frustrating because there's no paper on the Cricut website, hardly anything at all. And so I've had to go elsewhere to find what I need for the spring because they just don't have any colors available, not even white. So, okay, so what I'm doing is I am attaching right here at this tab. So I'm making it into one long strip, and I fold it everywhere, okay? And you could actually just fold it like this and put the glue here on this tab, okay? Now, this is where you're going to stop and put on your embellishments because it's hard to put them on after it is assembled. But what this does is it creates a shape like this that we're going to put together and put that hexagon there, okay? So we're going to do the same thing with the top piece. So the top piece has these two tabs. It's slightly different. There are little tiny score marks right here, so definitely check those out. And we're going to attach them again at this score line. Yeah, someone talking about the 12 by 24 paper. The 12 by 24 inch paper, the only place that I've been able to find it is on the Cricut website, but they've discontinued some of them, and I don't know if that's going to continue to stay a product, but I have a lot of it. But if you want 12 by 24 paper, which is great for those really extra big projects, you should probably pick it up now, because I don't know if they're discontinuing it. Okay, so now we have these two pieces. This is the bottom, this is the top. Let's work on the bottom first, and then yeah, we have these hexagons. So let's choose. I cut out all the pieces ahead of time, and this is what I cut out for the pink. So there are a few different sizes here. There's the squares, and then there are these, I don't know, sort of, I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is. But these ones with they're not quite, you guys would know. All right. And then there are a few extra pieces. There's this one and these two tiny little pieces. Keep those. Make sure you put them all in a pile. And then our hexagon. There's only one hexagon because the bottom hexagon does not have the embellishment. If you want to make it, you can just duplicate it and just cut out two. But you know, I guess they're assuming that nobody's going to be looking on the bottom, but they don't know paper crafters, so so you could make two. Okay, so what we're going to do is take and place all of these embellishments. The square ones go on the bottom piece. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go ahead and glue those on. And if you're wondering about glue, if you're not new, I'm sorry, if you are new, this is the glue that I use. It's called Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. I also use another one called Art Glitter Glue. And if you need to get yourself some, and you don't have to use it for paper, but it's really a good glue and I recommend it. You can buy it through links that I have on my the description of all my videos. I have the two links there, and they're from Amazon. Okay. So I'm putting in all these square pieces. I'm not using a lot of glue because I don't want it to come squishing out from underneath, and I'm pressing really hard to make that connection. Where's my last square? So here's my last square, and I'm going to put it on. This happens to be double-sided paper, so sometimes when you cut it out, you can use either or side. This particular one didn't. It was more like square for those memory cards that people used to do. I don't know if people still do them, but they're really cute. Okay, so then here are the ones that look like plant holders. Would someone help me? What are these called? What's this shape called? I don't know. A rhombus? Maybe it's a rhombus. And I don't know. Let's call it a rhombus because I don't know what it is. You know, where's Annette? Because she knows all that stuff. Annette, is this called a rhombus? Okay, so let's see. Annette's talking about mugs, so it's a trapezoid. A trapezoid. Okay, so trapezoids we're going to put on the bottom underneath these pieces here. And we're just gluing them on. Sorry, I'm not going faster, but this is what we're doing. We're still working on those bottom two pieces, remember? And last one. And then on the bottom, we need to use this special cutout Trapezoid. Remember that, Rita. It's called a trapezoid. Special cutouts. These are the special little teeny tiny cutouts. And they go here and here. Okay? So, I should get my pick 'em up tool because I found some and I bought a couple and I was going to show you guys. It's like this little thing that has a very specific tip on it that you can use to pick up these small pieces. And I bought it. I wanted to show you guys, but I don't have it around here. It's over in my Joy station. Okay. All right. So there is the bottom piece. All right. Let's put that aside and put together the top piece so that way we can start assembling the entire thing. So the top piece has all the trapezoids on it. Just like this. Yep, I'll turn this over. And it actually has this piece that is sort of a special cut. Make sure you get those little teeny tiny ends because they'll lift up from you if you don't. I always try to decorate or put the embellishments on before I put it together. Although I will say that sometimes that doesn't work because you have to put like a tab underneath the embellishment. But I think it's so much easier to do it this way because then you're not fussing and trying to, working with a 3D object. So I tend to do that all the time or most of the time. So here we go, almost done with the top piece. Okay, now after this, we're going to make the egg shape. Oh, I forgot. Let's put the glue on this as well. Okay, there you go. So we have 2 hexagons. We have our completed bottom piece and our completed top piece with all of the embellishments on it. So let's start with the top one. We're going to open it up and you'll see that there are these tabs here, and some of them are actually pretty small. See that? These are kind of small, but what we're going to do is put glue on those tabs on the inside part. Like that. Give it a second to stick. And you'll start to see the shape is coming into focus. Well, I'm going to give some of mine away, but I can't seem to find my spring decorations. Oh, I swear somebody moved them on me, but who knows who it was because it's just Owen and I here in this house, but I don't know, I can't find them. And so I'm going to put them out for my spring decorations so that I can find them. I think last year, because it was such a crazy year, that I probably just like threw them somewhere and I just don't know where I put them. And so I decided this year that I needed to have a few new ones. So that's why I'm doing this, because this is not a brand new file. I've done it before and I love it. I love all of her Easter and spring files. She has a gazillion box cards, and just the cutest little bunny stuff and everything. We're going to talk about the bunny, my possessed bunny that I cut out here. So we have all of those tabs glued, you see? On the inside, even here on these little tiny tabs. So we're going to place it on with these tabs up and we're going to press those all in. You can try to make it as close to the hexagon shape as you can. And then we're going to take the hexagon that has the paper, the hexagon that has the paper, and we're going to put it on here. So put the glue on these tabs. This does require a little bit of patience and finesse, but you can do it. So you basically are putting the glue on there. You want to make sure all of those sides are matching with, all those tabs are matching with your hexagon, okay? And just give it a second, or you can turn it around too and use whatever to make sure that those are carefully put on there. And if you need to, you can just sneak some extra glue in there if you need to. And then there is our top. So right here, I need a little tiny bit more glue. Okay, cool, right? So leave it there because that needs to dry. Let's work on the bottom piece. Okay, so the bottom piece, same sort of thing. We need to do these tabs to give that rounded look of an egg. So we're going to go around and do all the bottom tabs. Isn't this such a clever design? Just so clever. She is so clever, so talented. I'm having a brain freeze today. I don't know what's going on, but I wanted to tell you that I went for a walk last night with the dogs and my friend, the contractor friend, because he came here, and went down to see my neighbor, and she said, "Oh, I've got some new equipment now." I had given her a Cricut. I didn't even know that she ever used it, but she's like super crafty, and in fact, knits like samples for yarn companies. So there's a certain yarn company, and they give her the new yarn, and she knits samples or like models so that people can see how it knits up. And then she said, "Oh, I got some new equipment, come out to the barn." So she has this barn. I think she's the only one on the street that has a barn, but it's a very old house. And she showed me this turn of the century, so 19 something, or like 1898, something like that, turn of the century bookbinding equipment. And I'm like, you're going to bind, and you know, like our little personal trimmer, she had one of these guillotine ones, and it was massive. Like I said to her, you could probably make a murder mystery out of these. This thing is huge. And she said, well, yeah, I've actually been binding books for a while, and I wrote a book. And she showed me the book, but it was in French because it had been translated into French, and she's just so talented. So when this COVID stuff is over, or when I get my shot, I'm going to go down there and hopefully I can tape some of it on how to actually bind a book, because it's so amazing. Thanks, Penny. Oh, volunteering at a church is wonderful. So, yeah, she's just amazing woman. And her husband's also amazing. But she's just like, she knits, she sews. And she was telling me she did use the machine. She made a beautiful advent calendar for her husband out of like all little boxes. Okay, now this looks like it's the top, but it's not. It's the bottom. We're putting it, and I did put all of those tabs together, and be very careful when you're putting the glue on the tabs. So turn it upside down, and then we're going to put the glue on the bottom tabs. Okay. And remember, this one does not have the covering for the unless you cut out an extra one. But this is how it goes. I almost think that one of the hexagons is slightly larger than the other, but I might be wrong. I might have put the wrong one on there. Okay, so you can turn it over and press these tabs down. So now we have our egg, but we're not going to put it together just yet. Okay, we're going to let that glue take, and now we're going to work on the insert. Okay, so the insert is, let's put these over here and let it dry completely. So the insert is this star shape, and it has all of these dashed cut lines. Oops, I just ripped it. Let me get another one. Here we go. That's the beauty of having more than one cutout. Okay, so it has all these little dash cut lines, which I'm just folding. Now, what goes in here is a bunny. Let's talk bunnies. A bunny and some eggs and some grass. So cute, right? Well, if you look at the file, you'll notice that it's got brown bunny. So I initially cut them out in brown, and you're supposed to put two of them together, and you take, I guess, you take this white thing, which I thought was supposed to be for the bunny, but you know, the tail. But no, it's not for the tail. It's for to sandwich between like this. So the bunny has eyes, right? Only thing is, I think it looks possessed, a chocolate bunny in there, because remember, it's not going to be super lighted in there, lit in there, unless you put some sort of, I don't know, a little LED light in there. But I don't know. It looks to me like it was possessed. So then I went back after I put this one together, and it was I should probably just get rid of it because it's such a mess. But then I went back and I decided that I wanted a white bunny, and I made him facing this way versus the other way. I don't know. Chocolate bunnies seem to always face this way. I don't know. Doesn't it look possessed? Okay. So I'm not alone. All right. So let's do these in, and then I'll just have a bunch of bunnies hanging around. So what we're going to do, oh, and then I had to cut out the little tails that I thought were tails I had to do it in black. Okay. So these are cut out. One is facing this way. The other one's facing this way. This is not, I can tell these are not cut that way. But the reason why is because we want it, I don't know what the reason why is actually, except that we want to cut it so that we can sandwich these. But we want to put the eye in there first. So let's just put a teeny tiny bit of glue and take that little tiny piece and put it over the eye there. Then we're going to glue all but the tab on the bottom. There's a tab on the bottom. I'll show it to you. So we glue all around there and sandwich this together, and then, whoops, we have eyes. And if you really wanted to make it authentic, you could do it in pink because of those bunnies like that are white. Okay, see here, there is on both bottoms this tab. So you have to fold it in, okay? So there's our bunnies, and let's get our paper grass together as well. You can do this in a couple of ways, I think, but the way that I figured was to do it like I think this is the right way. So anyway, the grass is two pieces. I also glued them together and left that tab spot unglued. Just like this. And then you can fold at the tab, or I probably should have folded before I put the glue. You'll do it better than I. Okay? So we have these little tabs. Did I do it right? And I didn't do it right. I did not do it right. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. We want to have it so that these tabs are one going one way, one going the other way, because we're going to put it inside the inset piece. And we want it to stay stuck up. Okay. We have that. Then we got eggs. And again, you can change this up to whatever you want. The eggs also have the little cut lines. so that they stand up and they can go on here like that. Just put a tad of glue, just a little tiny bit of glue, and not on that tab. And you can cut the eggs out in any color. I cut them out in all my scraps, which was cool. And if you got really interested in this and make it real fancy, you can even use like leftover pieces of your patterned paper for the eggs too. But I didn't do that. Okay, so now we have this piece, and what we're going to do in the smaller of the two pieces, we are going to thread those tabs like this, and we can make them go this way. I like them this way. And then we're going to flip it over, open up those tabs, and glue them in place. All right. Make sure he's standing up, just like that. And then we're going to take our grass, do the same thing. It's a larger it's a larger cut, like a slit that's cut in there. Make sure that the eggs are nestled in there, the tabs of the eggs. Turn it. Okay, bunny. And do the same. Glue on these to hold them in place. So now our insert is done. Make sure that they're standing up because that's what we want to happen. Okay, nice, right? I don't think this is a difficult to do. I just think there's a lot of pieces. And that might be where your patience runs thin. But once you get it, you'll want to make a whole bunch, I think. Okay, so then we fold in all of these of the star. Fold it in, and you're going to gently push it down into your bottom of your egg. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of glue here. I didn't. Although if I were going to maybe mail it to my mom, I might glue it in, but I don't think it's necessary, really, to do the glue, because he just kind of sits in there. But you do you. You know, you do whatever you want. And then we're going to take, and these empty or these not embellished pieces here are going to actually nest right in here like this. But we have to put some glue on it. But I just want you to see what we're going for. So put your glue on those tabs. This is the top piece, remember? Oh, all of a sudden my glue doesn't want to come out. Come on. Okay. And here. All right. This does take a little bit of patience and practice. But you're going to start putting that piece in. Use your fingers on the inside to help guide it to the right place. If your fingers are too fat like mine, you can also use something like a pen or something like that to get the back pieces in. But this is what we want. We want it to be attached. The top and the bottom we want to be attached. And this you do have to glue. If you're thinking, I'll avoid this step, I don't think it would stay on there really well. Now, obviously, there's going to be one side that just, you know, you didn't put it in there well. So you might have to put a little bit more glue and then hold it or whatever. Like here. And give it a second because it will take a little bit of time. But actually, while we're waiting for it to to glue all the way in. We'll come back and we'll make the bow. There's also these little teeny tiny pieces right here. It needs a little bit of glue on that side. I think I already did put the glue. Okay. All right, so while we wait for that to really dry, and we have to rearrange our little insert here. Okay, let's put that aside and let's do a bow. So I cut these out in all different colors so that the bow would be contrasting. I am not sure if I like the bow on this, but we're gonna make it and we'll decide at the end. I did not put glue there. Okay, so the bow consists of 3 pieces. You can use all 3 or you can use 2. And it includes this, like kind of the tail. It does have a little score line there if you wanted to do it, but I actually don't like that. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to train the paper with my fingers very gently because I don't want to rip it, and between my fingers like this. I know that Leo does this, but he does it with like a dowel. But I generally do it either with a pan or with my fingers. Then we have these 2 pieces. They're exactly the same except one is larger, but they're the same cutout. And I'm just training these little parts of the bow. Oh, the bells, it's actually from Benji's collar. He was what's the word? Scratching himself with the around his neck. Okay, so here are the bows, and you'll notice that there's this thing sticking out. That's so that you can put the bow together and it looks pretty on the inside. So we're going to take and drop in a little bit of the bow on the inside, and we're going to take this piece, and I use my fingernail, but you can use whatever you want. If you want to hold it like this, just until it catches. Might come undone, but that's okay. And then I put another little dot and put this on top. And you see our bow is starting to form. Okay, then I can put a little tiny bit of glue on this little extension piece here and wrap it around the bow. Isn't that adorable? So cute. Do the same thing with the smaller piece. Remember, I just kind of trained the paper a little bit. Put a tiny drop of glue here on the back in the very middle. Take this tab and hold it there for a second. Then come back and put another tiny bit of glue and do this bow part. Hold it. And then glue on the tail. Wrap it around. Kind of goes around, I think, 3 times. Okay, so now we have 3 pieces. We have the tail, and then we have these two bows, and you're supposed to affix the smaller one to the bigger one. And again, this is where, you know, it's Cricut land. You can do whatever you want. You want the bow, or do you want to put a fake flower there, or nothing, or whatever you want to do. A little, what are those popular things? Those gnomes? Put a little gnome on top. I don't know. You can do anything inside too, obviously, but this is how the file comes in. Okay, so I glue this little one to the big one, and then I glue the tail, which I have sort of trained up. You could train it down, whatever you want. And then, now that we know that this is really kind of set, I mean, I might need to go back and put a little tiny of glue in there, but you get the idea, right? And then I can put some glue onto the bottom of the bow here. I would do it on this side because the actual bow, I mean, you can put it on this part of the bow, but you really want it to stick on there good. I'll hold that in place. Candies? Yes, of course you could put candy. Listen, this is Cricut Land. You can do whatever you want. Candies would be fun. I mean, it might be hard, but for little hands, might be hard to get out, but little hands. She also makes these little candy dishes, a pattern that has candy dishes, and I've made them before. So it's up to you what you want to do. Candies. Now, just be careful when you put candies in there to not store this at the end, because the candy will probably melt wherever you store it, and you will end up with a sticky mess after. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of glue, and we are done. That's it, folks. I mean, is that not the cutest little thing? Oh my gosh. I just love it. It's so cute. Do you love it? I'll give you a look around, and here's the other one that I did. And you made it. You made it. That's what's so cool about this, is that I don't know that you would find these in a store, but if you did, I mean, how much would you pay for them? That's always what I figure. It's like, if I always say that with my sister, you know, I made this. What would you pay for it in a store? You know, but maybe $10. I don't know, because it's really unique, and you made it. So this could make a really beautiful gift. I might even bring one down to my neighbor, my very talented neighbor, to say happy spring. And it doesn't say happy Easter, so I don't know what their religious, preferences are, but just so beautiful. Okay. And I have more to do. I'm going to do after I get done with this. So, let's talk about going forward into the weekend. So this weekend is when we change our clocks. Don't forget, spring forward, fall back. So we're going up an hour, which is going to give us a lot more sunshine, into the day. So this week is the last time we will be skipping date night. Okay. Now, I've been thinking about it, and even though it's a little bit tough, but I'll make it work. I'm going to continue on with brunch for Joy, because I think there are a lot of Joy users out there, and they're not getting as much of the Joy content as they would like. So on Sundays we will still do the brunch, but I think I'm going to do it earlier, because waiting until 3:00 is kind of So this weekend, nothing on Saturday. I'll do my my list of all the different videos that we did all week. Yeah, I know. It's a little tough to get used to, and I'll tell you, if you have dogs or cats that are used to being fed at a certain time, they have a really hard time with it, right? So this week, no date night on Saturday, but there will be a brunch, Sunday brunch. I think I'm going to switch it to 1:00 Eastern time. Then, starting next week, we will still have Monday through Friday at 9:00 with our same 9 a.m. Eastern. We will still have Monday mystery material. I'm trying to think. I had in my head what I was going to do for mystery material. And, yeah, I know what we're going to do. We're doing iron-on paper. And we're doing a really cute little craft that's iron-on paper for St. Patrick's Day. It's such a cute little, very cute. And you will need, if you want to replicate it, you will need a small frame, like a 5x7-inch frame. And we're going to iron on glitter shamrocks onto some really nice St. Patrick's Day paper. And that's it. It's very very cheap, inexpensive, and adorable little project, and you'll get to see how iron-on works on paper. And we'll be using the mini. So on Sunday, yeah, I'm thinking 1 o'clock on Sunday. It just works better for me in my schedule. So 1 o'clock on Sunday, we're going to do a Joy thing. I'm trying to remember what we're doing. I don't remember, but it will be focused on Joy. So then the Monday we'll have Mystery Material. Friday we'll do 3D. Okay. And then the following Saturday, which is the first day of spring, March 20th, right? Am I doing this right? What's today? No. Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm looking at thing. Oh, sorry. So the following Saturday, we will have the return of date night is what I'm trying to say. So the return of date night is not tomorrow, but the following Saturday, okay? And we'll have a lot of fun on date night because we'll have better lighting too. And so we'll do that, okay? I think that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoy your weekend. It's very sunny and beautiful here. Spring is finally arriving, and I think it was like almost 70 degrees yesterday here in New England. I'm hoping the same thing today. I don't know. Who knows? We'll always get hit with some sort of cold thing somewhere in March. But anyway, that's it for me for today. If you need me, you can reach me through email. I got a lot of email that I have to answer, and I'm going to put together the Joy giveaway, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I figured there was a lot going on right now, so I'd wait until all of the hubbub about the mug press kind of died down before we did that. Okay. All right. Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful day. And I so appreciate all of your feedback. I want to see how you created these. And really, aside from putting that top on, really not all that difficult. Just have to know how to do it. All right? Thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you. Bye.